Hi, everyone. This is Mike from Choosing Love Today, and welcome back to Enduring Faith. We're walking through Romans together, and each day we're taking one small piece of truth and carrying it into real life. Today I want to talk about something Paul highlights again and again, something every believer feels at some point: faith that feels small. And to see it clearly, I want to walk with Gideon for a moment. You can read about Gideon in the Old Testament in the book of Judges, chapters 6 through 8. Gideon is not the guy you'd expect God to choose. He's not confident. He's not bold. He's not standing on a mountain waiting for a mission. When we meet him, he's hiding, literally, threshing wheat in a wine press so the enemy won't see him. That's not courage. That's survival. And right there, in that hidden place, an angel shows up and says, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." If Gideon had a mirror, he would have checked it. Mighty warrior? Who are you talking to? Because Gideon doesn't feel mighty. He doesn't feel strong. He doesn't feel like someone God would use. And maybe that's the point. Paul says in Romans that God calls things that are not as though they were, meaning God speaks to who we're becoming, not just who we are right now. He sees the future version of us, the one shaped by His grace, even when we can't see it yet. Gideon pushes back. He tells God he's from the weakest clan. He says he's the least in his family. He lists every reason he shouldn't be chosen. And God doesn't argue with him. He doesn't say, "Come on, Gideon, you're stronger than you think." He simply says, "I'll be with you." That's the whole foundation of Gideon's calling. Not his strength, not his confidence, not his qualifications, God's presence. And maybe that's where you are today. Maybe your faith feels small. Maybe you're looking at your life, your responsibilities, your challenges, and thinking, "I don't know if I'm enough for this." Maybe you feel like Gideon, hiding a little, unsure a little, hoping God picked the right person. If that's you, hear this clearly. Small faith in God's hands becomes strong faith in God's plan. Gideon didn't become a mighty warrior overnight. He took one step, then another, and then another. And then every step was fueled by God's presence, not Gideon's confidence. Paul says in Romans that the Spirit helps us in our weakness, not after we overcome it, but right in the middle of it. That's what Gideon experienced, and that's what you can experience too. So as you move through your day to day, don't worry if your faith feels small. Don't worry if you don't feel strong. Don't worry if you're not overflowing with confidence. God isn't asking you to be mighty. He's asking you to be willing. All He's asking you to take the next step. He's asking you to trust that He sees something in you that you don't see yet. Because enduring faith isn't loud. It's not flashy. It isn't perfect. It's a faith that keeps moving, even when it feels small, because God is with you. Remember to just be available and know He's with you. Thanks for listening to Enduring Faith, and keep choosing love today.